good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hey, how are you? It's me, Kirsten. This is the It's Giving Mystical Weekly card pull, a little energy report for you on the week ahead. And I don't know, how's it going? What's happening? It's November. I just had my birthday, which made me really happy. I had such a nice celebration, such an easy, beautiful day. I do love the changing leaves. I don't know where you are, but around here it's gorgeous. The time aspect of this month, we talked a little bit at the end of the monthly report that time is going to be a shapeshifter in November, and I can really feel that. I can feel the way that days seem to be kind of actually expanding in a really beautiful way. So I hope that you are finding some ease, some spaciousness in your days. I have to say, the card I pulled for us this week is the Ace of Cups. No one is ever sad when that happens. The Ace of Cups is most simply the card of falling in love. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to fall in love? When you think about your life and you look around, where do you seek to fall in love? Where does your heart ache? Is it in a current dynamic? Is it in a longed for dynamic? Is it in your work, your art, your family? Like, where do you want to remember that sensation of your heart expanding, of the fact that life is ever surprising? The way that the world delights us, inspires us, activates us, wakes us up, the way the people in our lives do the same, it's like never done. It's never done. You never run out of time. And I know I can say that, and depending on where you are in your life, you can be like, yeah, right, never run out of time, awesome. Or you can be like, I don't really want to hear it. I'm feeling depleted or impatient or frustrated or lost or lonely or a million other things. But the Ace of Cups is really this idea that the divine source, God, hands you this thing, this experience, this sensation, and your heart, like the Grinch, grows 3 sizes that day. Your heart takes on a new shape, it opens up in a new way, and you can feel love. You can feel emotional excitement, satisfaction, delight. You can feel it pouring through your heart in a way that you haven't experienced either before or in a very long time. Ace of Cups is always beautiful energy. You want to remember with aces that aces are not like set in stone. So aces are this little gift handed to you, and then you take it and you hold it and you cultivate it and you blow love back on it, and you allow the expansion to happen, and you notice any resistance you have to it. You notice any mental narrative that clicks into place around whether this is a-okay or not. You just kind of stay with it, but you want to really think of it as this. With the Ace of Cups, you want to think of it as this like treasured liquid gold that is here with you, and let it alchemize your heart. Like, let it drop through your body. With the aces, there's this idea of measured grasp. So you don't want to clutch the ace too hard. You want to have the experience and like lock down around it. You also don't want to have the experience and blow it off. You want to have this kind of measured grip on it, this measured handhold of, I recognize the delicacy, I recognize the impermeability of this energy, and I'm going to be here with it as fully as possible. I'm going to be present with it as fully as possible. The other thing about the Ace of Cups is that it's, deeply inspiring. It's not quite the Ace of Wands, so it has the Ace of Wands is like a spark, like a light goes off, like oh wow, I didn't think about it that way. The Ace of Cups is like this gentle soothing that happens over your system of like, oh right, the world is a beautiful place. I can fall in love where I least expect it. And I really, again, like I said this a few minutes ago, where are you aching to fall in love? Like when you look at your life, the different aspects of your life, maybe it's relationship, but maybe it's elsewhere. And one of the messages that came through this morning when I was sitting with this card is art, man, art. Like, where are you being an artist? Where are you actually practicing your craft and your art? I would really encourage you this week to put some time aside for that. If we imagine November is going to give us more spaciousness around time that we need, then where could you fit some more art into your life? What's like that hobby or that idea or that craft or that I don't know, playful thing that you kind of long for, that you miss out on, that you dream of when you fantasize about who you want to be? What's missing? I think about this in the context of the Justice card and the Moon card we just talked about, right? You've lived a life up into this moment. You've made your choices. You sit at this like moment where it's all on the table and you decide like, how do I want to be now? What do I want to do differently now? I invite you to bring art to that conversation. If it's not already part of your fantasy scape, where do you want to be making art? And art can be so many things, can show up in so many places. Whatever you think of, whatever pops in your mind when I say, where is your art? Hey man, where is your art? Like, where are you practicing art? Where are you making beauty? Where are you wasting time just to create for the sake of creation? Where are you dipping into the river of inspiration that flows through this whole universe and pulling out ideas or concepts or colors or combinations or craft or something? Like, where is that happening in your life? I hope that something pops right into your mind. Something might come up and you might be like, yeah, but I don't have time for that, or I don't know how to do that, or, that's like, a fantasy. Maybe not this week. Maybe this week you could just take one step towards that art. Maybe it's getting a supply you need. Maybe it's finding a class you need. Maybe it's creating space in your schedule for it. I think that I've been thinking about something. One of the reasons we fall in love with people, right, whether it's friendships or romantic partnerships, is because something about them inspires us. Something about them says, you remember this part of you, or remember that you like this, or remember that this turns you on, or look at the way they're handling X or living their life this way, and remember how you wanted that too, or notice how you want that too, or feel how that inspires you and like calls up a version of you that may not be present here today. I want you to think about this idea that when we fall in love with a place, a person, an experience, we're falling in love with who we are in that place, who we are with that person, the possibility, the potential. You've done it when you travel, right? You've traveled someplace, it's been so beautiful, and you're like, the version of me that lives here is XYZ, is so fantastic, is so relaxed, is so at ease, has so much time for art, makes out on the daily, whatever the thing is, right? There's a way in which you're inspired by the version of you that would exist in this place. It's similar when we fall in love with a friend or in a relationship. We see something about that person that's like, I want more of that. I want more of that in my life, either through this person or because I forgot I love that thing. Like you fall in love with someone who loves to camp, right? Who loves to be out in the world, who loves to travel. Then maybe all of a sudden you're like, I was a camper. I have a passport. I love to travel. And maybe you do it with that person, or maybe you're just inspired and lit up by their appearance in your life. People come and go. We have no control over that. Relationships come together and they fall apart, and we can put intention and effort around that. But sometimes it's just a matter of watching it happen, watching people come and go, watching relationships take the shape that they mean to take. I hear a lot of people talking about trying to make decisions in their relationship right now. And I would just say to you, what if there's no real decision to make? Or what if the decision about that relationship is the wrong decision? Like, what's the real decision? What is the real decision? Like, I don't feel very inspired right now. I want to be in love with my life again, and I'm blaming this person for that. That happens all the time, right? Is the decision that we're both going through profound changes right now, and I don't know what it's going to look like on the other side, but I'm going to prioritize my art, my healing, my own medicine, my own cultivation of energy. And then I'll trust that if we're meant to be, we'll be there on the other side. How can you meet the people that you love, that you already love, with fresh eyes? How can you see them and say, yeah, I really appreciate that they do bring that to my life, that they did bring that to my life, that they inspire this in me, that they remind me of this. The Ace of Cups is all of that, you guys. The Ace of Cups is all of that. So it's falling in love with the world, but it's falling in love with the world because that calls up some version of you that wants to be remembered, that wants to get inspired again, that wants to show up here with you now. I just encourage you to think about this falling in love. It's kind of cliche, and you've heard me say before, like, maybe you're falling in love with yourself. But dude, like, who else is there to fall in love with? Who else is there to fall in love with than yourself and the beautiful life you're living? Like, warts and all. I hate that phrase. I don't know why I just said that, but whatever. It's meant to say it that way. But like, fall in love with your life as it is. And if there's some part of it that feels dry or dusty or dead or just kind of blah, where could you bring inspiration either there or to another aspect of your life that wants to kind of blow into business, that wants to kind of show up. This feels really good. It also feels very, very self-centered, which is interesting. That came up a lot it's been a debate that's been popping up recently around like self-centered, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I think with the Ace of Cups, it's like, remember that your life can be more beautiful, more magical, more inspired than you realize. Remember how much power, talk about that serenity prayer, remember how much power you have to actually create that, regardless of circumstance. The Ace of Cups is, yeah, the world is crap sometimes, and it's hard, and life is lonely and a challenge and relentless, and there's art, and there are trees, and there's beauty, and there's your beautiful, beautiful, powerful hand. I saw an artist on Instagram, this guy, I don't even know what he does. Maybe he's not even an artist, but he did these posts where he's like, this is what I've been up to. And he was like taking leaves and just making different mandalas with leaves and filling up the open spaces of trees with these like leaf mandalas. And I literally was like, why don't I spend more time doing that? And I haven't stopped thinking about it. That's art, dude. And what does it matter? Is it, like, what is the statement I'm making? Who cares? I want to go outside. I want to collect colored leaves, and I want to make art with that. Why wouldn't I? So I invite you to think about what's your thing. What's the thing that's, I don't know, bubbling around in your brain that your body, your mind, your hands is like, I want more of that. I want more of that. What is it? What is it? Go for it. Go after it. Open your arms to it this week. The Ace of Cups is beautiful, beautiful, joyful energy. Your heart does grow. Your heart feels the world with just that like bubbly, like yes, yes, yes energy. And that can show up in so many ways. And I just feel like no matter what else is happening in your life, if you ask this question, like, where is my art? Where is the time and devotion and dedication to my practice and my art? Where is that missing? Where is this idea of falling in love? Where have I stopped? Where have I fallen out of love with my life? And where can I bring my own best self back to that? Where can I remember and fantasize about who I really want to be? It does come back to this justice energy. This might sound like a cute exercise, and I'm telling you that it's going to have a really important impact. Like, life is short and brief and vast and strange. And here you are. What are you going to do with the time you have? Where are you making art? Where are you singing? Where are you dancing? Where are you making love? Where are these things happening? If they're not happening, something is very off. And the Ace of Cups is inviting you to shift the dial and come back into alignment with the gift of being here, the gift of being an artist here in human form. Aho, amen. I love you guys. Sending you spaciousness and time for you to fantasize about these things and for you to actually show up and put your hands into play. Whatever that means to you. All right, so much love. Big hug. Talk to you soon. It's giving everything is sacred. It's giving art. It's giving light you up and turn you on and set you free. It's giving curiosity. It's giving freedom. It's giving love. It's giving you are more magical and powerful than you can comprehend. It's giving, I don't know what's happening, but I am so here for it. It's giving you are pure potential. It's giving mystical.